Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the 11 cast. Time waits for no one. Today we're joined by Yoel Rektz via Skype audio. How you doing, Yoel? What's going on?
I'm doing great. I'm doing pretty good.
Alright, so, Yoel, that's your real name? What does it mean?
Yeah, so I was born in Israel, and the way that my mom describes it is that when I was being born, Israel wasn't such a great country as it is right now. It was still pretty deserty. And I was premature, and my mom told me that trying to get to the hospital because she was a Soviet Union immigrant, Jewish immigrant.
Yeah.
They didn't speak Hebrew, so they were trying to find this hospital. And this was before GPS was a thing, and my mom is over here giving birth, and this guy, they pulled over and asked this guy for directions, and he told them that he could take them there. So he got in the car and he started giving them a bunch of directions, but he didn't take them to the hospital. He just needed a ride, and he tricked them into giving them a ride back to where he had to go. So eventually they finally did find the hospital, and I was premature, so I had a bunch of complications. And my mom said some rabbi came to the hospital, and he gave her a piece of paper, and he said, if you name him Yoel, then he's gonna live. And supposedly that's in the Hebrew Bible. That's the second hand of God. That's what that name means. That's why he wanted to give me that name.
Wow.
Yeah, and I lived because I'm here today.
That's actually, that's crazy, man. I'm so surprised when I ask people the meaning behind just their name. All the responses I've gotten so far from people I've interviewed and people I've talked to just on the streets. But your YouTube name is Yoel Rektz.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
So
what is the meaning of that?
When I came up with that concept, I was doing a bunch of prank videos. Because pranks were really hot at the moment.
Yeah, back in the day.
All my connections. But I also at the time I was watching a lot of H3 videos, and he was doing those reactions, but they were good reactions because he was giving his actual opinions about the videos. He wasn't just sitting there staring at the video.
Right.
And I was like, how can I take what he does but make it my own thing? I know I'm a wreck people, and I'm gonna call them wreck actions. So it's I'm reacting.
I never heard you say the wreck actions before. See, I understood the Rektz part of it, or I had the concept you're gonna wreck these people, like FoozyTube and all the people that were reacting to the fake pranksters back in the day. But I never heard you put it that way. That's really cool.
Yeah. That was my whole thing.
Do you have a name for your fans?
Big peepees.
Big peepees?
Yeah.
What's the meaning behind that?
All my fans got big peepees.
All your fans got big peepees?
And all the haters, they're called small peepees. And the only reason they're hating is because, they're small peepees.
Ah, I understand. Totally get it. So you wreck people on YouTube. And is that still kind of what your channel's doing? Is that what you're about right now?
Yeah, but at the same time, a bunch of people also came up, and I feel like I try to do it the proper way. I don't just go oh, look at this guy's nose or look at this guy's eyebrows. I really sit there and I try to dissect their actions over anything. And I feel like a bunch of people came up and they just started making fun of people just to make fun of people, and
yeah, back in the whole Leafy debacle. Remember, the whole Leafy versus Ethan Klein versus.
Yeah.
Everybody was at each other's throats. Then the whole drama thing kind of died off.
Yeah, well, I was riding off of that wave. I was definitely riding off of that wave, and then I kept doing it though. But after the whole apocalypse, I had to just step back and be like, okay. You gotta really do this satirically. You gotta really do this the proper way. You can't just be insulting people. You have to do it proper.
Right.
You gotta have reasons behind your actions.
Yeah, because the internet will call you out on that.
Ways. And I guess how I would call it, or how I would describe it, is that your IQ has to be a certain level. Understand that I'm not just making fun of these people. I'm
that sounds like a
really giving them.
That sounds like a Rick and Morty meme. Your IQ isn't high enough to understand my memes.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so the concept of the channel stayed the same, but I feel like I just been getting better and better, even though the views aren't as good as they used to be in the start, because I rebranded the channel maybe 5 different times already, where I switched up the topics that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Something was growing, but I didn't like it.
That's how you've got to roll, because YouTube as a platform itself has changed so much, but the creators who don't change fade away, you know? And
Exactly.
so you always have to be adapting, and, you know, like, there's always a new trend. You can ride off the trend, and there's nothing wrong with riding trends, but I think the internet, you know, like you were saying earlier, you have to put some research into it, and the internet is quick to find out if people are authentic or not, except for these younger audiences now who are being raised on YouTube without television. You know, you get these cancerous. I shouldn't say that word, but these channels like Jake Paul and the likes, who just kind of exploit these, you know, innocent people.
Well, there is a light at the end of this tunnel, and that is that these kids will eventually grow up.
Yeah.
They are going to smarten up, and they're not going to want to watch these people anymore, and they are going to want real entertainment for their own time, right? So I feel like that's when the audience will come. But it's just the majority of people that watch YouTube videos, they're just too young at the moment.
Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20. I like some dumb stuff when I was little, and you know, actually,
Exactly.
to be honest with you, I watched a couple Jake Paul videos months ago. Months ago, I watched them, and I actually found them pretty entertaining. I can see why people
exactly
would like them. And it was like,
you were 7 years old.
Yeah,
with all this time.
It's
what
like
are you gonna do?
Quick cuts, you know, like they're a little bit too stimulating for you know, my style of vlog, but I understand why people enjoy them. But this is about Yoel. This is about Yoel.
That is all about me, because my whole genre of what I do, well, not really. I'm more of just like a stand-up comedian type of guy. I can literally get in front of the camera and just talk about anything, and just, you know, like spit like hypotheticals and twist words in a certain way, and like try to like deliver something and just give you like a funny product. Anything.
Are you a wordsmith?
Yeah, a scientist, a word scientist.
Nice. All right. Well, we are coming up on the 8-minute mark here. Just to let you know. Is there anything else you would like to say about your channel or other projects or people that you're involved with?
Well, at the moment, I am working on 3 different projects.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember who Grade A Andre is.
Yeah, I know him. He makes the little animated videos.
Yeah, so he left a whole genre, and there's a whole void in the market. So what I'm doing is I'm abandoning the face cam, and I'm gonna create a little stick character, and that stick character is me. And I'm gonna just go even harder, but make the video shorter. So it's nothing but cutthroat from beginning to end.
I remember you doing a little animated thing with a really weird animated thing maybe a year or longer ago, back around the time Catch 33 came out. You were doing a voice on this guy's little animated show. I forgot what it was called, but
yeah, Special Force.
It kind of had like an Aqua Teen Hunger Force or like an Adult Swim kind of vibe to it. You still doing that or no?
That died because the guy just couldn't do it. It just took too much work.
Okay.
I don't blame him, but the writing was phenomenal, in my opinion.
Yeah, I liked those episodes. It was really clever, the kind of animation he did.
Yeah.
This show's all about doing what you can with what you have, so, you know, I admired the ambition, I suppose, would be the word for it.
Yep. And then the other projects that I'm working on, they're like more behind the camera type of stuff. I'm more ghostwriting for other channels.
Oh, cool.
In hopes that they blow up, and, you know, I just collect residual revenue for the rest of my life.
Yeah, dude, get money, get cake, or die trying, man. I'm a ghostwriter too, actually.
I think that's the best profession to be in.
Yeah. So if anybody's looking for bars, vocal bars, you want a script, you want to destroy your opponent, you want to write a sick rap, hit up me or Yoel.
Yep.
All right, so we're at the 10-minute mark now. I keep clicking my lips, and people are probably going to be like, why do you keep clicking your lips? So I apologize to the audience. What do you enjoy doing in life in the next 50 seconds? What things do you like outside of making YouTube videos? What do you enjoy? What did you do today? What do you like?
So, like, today I had an interview, and I was going to wear a tie for the interview, but I just couldn't figure out how to put on a tie. No matter how many YouTube tutorials I checked, I just couldn't do it. People were just making maneuvers and doing certain twisty things.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it, and I was like, I need to just grab life's biggest bullshit and just roast it. So I'm starting a whole campaign against ties. Ties need to be abolished.
I'm down with the cause, man. You got about 20 seconds left. What else do you like?
I like dogs. I like dogs a lot.
Perfect.
I like coffee.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2. Time waits for no one. Any last words?
Follow me on Twitter. It's @FatYo.
All right.
With a PHAT.